not much. How about you? I'm not sure why I called. I guess I really just wanted to talk to you. And I was thinking maybe later on we could get together for a while. It's been such a long time and I really do miss your smile. I'm not talking about moving in, and I don't want to change your life, but there's a warm wind blowing the stars around, and I'd really love to see you tonight. We could go walking through Windy Park, take a drive along the beach, or stay at home and watch TV. You see, it really doesn't matter much to me. I'm not talking about moving in, and I don't want to change your life, but there's a warm wind blowing the stars around, and I'd really love to see you tonight. I won't ask for promises, so you don't have to lie. We both played that game before. Say I love you, then say goodbye. I'm not talking about moving in, and I don't want to change your life, but there's a warm wind blowing the stars around, and I'd really love to see you tonight. I'm not talking about moving in, and I don't want to change your life, but there's a warm wind blowing the stars around, and I'd really love to see you tonight. I'm not talking about moving in, and I don't want to change your life, but there's a warm wind blowing the stars around, and I'd really love to see you tonight.
Hello, welcome to John Lee Rants About Stuff again. Just notice my cameras a little bit. There we go. Just adjusting my camera. There we go. Yep. Alright. So as you noticed, I removed my boat from there, so you can see more cool stuff. I saw my big flag and stuff up there and all that jazz. But I moved my boat over to my windowsill, as you can see, because in my house the windowsills, they're pretty big. Shoot. No. Okay, there we go. My camera's not. My camera's trying to fall over. Alright. There we go. My camera should be good now. It shouldn't be falling over. So, today I thought I'd talk about the Angelic Warfare Confraternity. So, what is the Angelic Warfare Confraternity? Well, it's something I joined back in July when I went to the Ignite Your Torch youth conference in Portland. So, let me just tell you the story of St. Thomas Aquinas. He was a pretty cool dude. So, St. Thomas Aquinas, his family wanted him to become a Benedictine priest, but he wanted to join the Dominicans. So what happened was, when he was on his way to go join the Dominicans in France and stuff, his family decided to kidnap him and lock him up in a castle. And his mom tried convincing him, his dad tried convincing him, his sisters or whatever tried convincing him, and then his brothers, oh boy, his brothers, they were like, okay, what can we do that would stop Thomas Aquinas from becoming a priest? I can only imagine the discussion their brothers had when they did the things they did. They're like, okay, what do us men like? Women. That's right. They're like, okay, now why do we like women? Because of sex. Alright, so let's go buy a prostitute and convince our brother to not become a priest in the Dominican order by using temptation, the temptation of lust. So what they did is they got this prostitute, and he was like tending to his fire or whatever, and then the prostitute comes in. So if you know like what a red hot poker is, it's a thing that you use to like manage the wood in a fire and stuff. And so he used a red hot poker and chased this prostitute with like this really hot rod out of his room, and then when he returned back, he used it and like made a cross on the wall. And then what happened was 2 angels came down and girded him with the cord, also known as like the St. Thomas Aquinas cord, basically like saying, okay, you're pretty pure, you're pretty chastity and stuff, this will protect you and stuff. And this is the image that's used because there's 2 angels. It's believed that one was his guardian angel and then the other was the prostitute's guardian angel. So yeah, now people, when they think of chastity, they kind of forget that it's not celibacy. Now the difference between chastity and celibacy are as like the following. Like, alright, so chastity, it means no sex until marriage. You don't, and like if you have sex, it's only for procreative use, only for having kids and stuff. Okay, so no going to strip clubs and that stuff, And then celibacy is being like, okay, I'm not going to do it at all. I'm not even going to like do procreative sex or anything. I'm just going to be celibate and single for the rest of my life. And usually priests, they're supposed to be celibate. Although there are some exceptions with like certain rites in the Catholic Church where it's like they can be married before they become a priest, like the Anglican Ordinate, and then the Byzantine Catholic Church, and I'm sure there's a few others that I'm forgetting, but those are the 2 big ones that I know. So yeah, celibacy, it's not chastity. Now, well, celibacy is chastity, but chastity is not celibacy. That's what's important to know, okay? So anyways, now, the word Angelic Warfare Confraternity, that's kind of like a weird name, Well, literally in the pamphlet they gave us, like, yeah, so, it was founded on June 29th by Pope Pius XI, promulgated by the Encyclopedia, pardon my Latin, 𝓼𝓲𝓪𝓮𝓬𝓴, which celebrated the 600th anniversary of the canonization of St. Thomas Aquinas. In the encyclopedia, the Pope recommended you should propagate everywhere, and especially among youths destined for the priesthood, the Society of Angelic Warfare, founded under the patronage of St. Thomas Aquinas for the preservation of virtue, purity. Despite its rather strange name, the Society of Angelic Warfare Confraternity has been a wonderful means used by the Dominican order for the centuries to promote devotion to St. Thomas Aquinas and the invocation of his intercession for the formation of the virtue of chastity. Because you gotta understand, being chaste is very virtuous. Like, there are a lot of saints who died protecting their virginity, like Saint Philomena, Saint Maria Goretti. I mean, geez, I know there's other saints, but I'm probably totally forgetting them. But yeah, it's like if you die protecting your virginity, you're going to go to heaven. That's like basically guaranteed. So, yeah, and basically, wearing the St. Thomas Aquinas medallion and then the St. Thomas Aquinas cord, which this is the St. Thomas Aquinas medallion. I'll take it off and show you up close. This because it shows St. Thomas Aquinas getting girded by the two angels, and then on the other side it has Mary and the baby Jesus. I am wearing the cord, but you see, you wear the cord under your clothes, so you know I'm not going to show you guys on camera or in person because that would be weird, because it's like, so yeah, you know. So honestly, sometimes I forget that I'm even wearing it because it's just this small piece of string with like 15 knots in it for like the 15 Hail Marys that you have to say when you join the Angelic Warfare Confraternity. And then you also have to say the prayer for purity from St. Thomas Aquinas, and then the prayer for chastity. For some odd reason on the cards that they gave us, which have the prayers, they both say purity, but one's chastity and one's purity. I forget which, but I kind of remember the order that they go in. So yeah, it's really wonderful, the Angelic Warfare Confraternity, because the beautiful thing about it is that not only are you praying that God will protect you, but you're praying for like all the other members of the Angelic Warfare Confraternity, and basically someone's always praying for you and stuff. And to like be virtuous and to be chaste and go forward boldly with a pure heart, and like despite your sins and all, it's like you can be forgiven. It doesn't mean that like, oh, this, if you break chastity or something, that the sins are worse. You pick yourself up, you go to confession, you go to repent and do penance, and then you're squeaky clean again. So that's what's so beautiful about it. And it's like, you can be married and a part of the confraternity. It's not like just for priests, because I'm a lay member, and it's like, you know, it's meant for youth as well and stuff. But originally it was just the Dominican priest, because they like St. Thomas Aquinas and they just wear the cord. But then, you know, I forget who introduced the medallion, but like basically you can either wear the medallion or the cord, but I decided personally to just wear both, because why not? But yeah, that's what's so wonderful about it. Let's see, what else is in here that could be of any use? The guardian of the angels. Okay, yeah, basically told that. Oh yeah, here's the history of the confraternity. Pope Benedict the 13th consisted of in 1727. 8 popes are recommended. It's the 11th or 9th. And I suck at Roman numerals, I know. I think when it's, oh yeah, that was Pope Pius the 9th. Let's see, okay, nope. Alright, it's not mentioning the medallion and stuff. It's fine though. Alright. But yeah, either you. So what happens is, like, you get enrolled in it. That's what it's called. And it's done by Dominican priests. They do like prayer and stuff, and then they bless you with holy water. And then, from my experience, the priest, they like basically take the medallion and then like put it over your head. And you know, you also take out the cord, and they bless it, and then when you get home you put it on, which is what I did. And I wasn't sure if there's a specific way of tying it, so I was just looking for information just how to tie it and stuff, and like there wasn't anything. I mean, I found stuff on how to tie cinctures, but like then I found out, oh, there's no specific way to tie. You can literally do whatever knot, just make sure that it's like on you and not going to fall off. And you wear it under your clothes. You don't take it off ever. You just wear it 24/7. It's 24/7 until it like wears off or breaks, and then you go get a new one. And because you're enrolled, it's like, I don't think you need to get blessed again. But don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. All right. So yeah, that's the Angelic Warfare Confraternity. I don't know why it cut out, but yeah, that's the Angelic Warfare Confraternity, and it's truly awesome. You do have to be Catholic and stuff, and you gotta sort of understand what chastity, well, you have to understand what chastity and like purity and all that stuff means. But yeah, it's really awesome. I actually want to see, when is St. Thomas Aquinas' feast day? Wait, oh no, his feast day already passed. Although I could be totally wrong. But yeah, it's really awesome, really cool, and I highly recommend joining it. You know, there's no like meetings, it's not like the Knights of Columbus or anything. It's sort of just like, okay, here's this stuff, go pray now, make sure to do your prayers and stuff, and you forget other people will be praying for you as well. And like, it's just so awesome because like, similarly to like the brown scapular, if you're wearing it when you die, like properly, which, you know, there's no proper way to like tie it, so it doesn't really matter, but as long as you're like wearing it, that usually means if you're not in a state of sin, you don't have to go through purgatory, you just go straight to heaven. It's not a get out of jail free card. Now if you're in a state of mortal sin and you die wearing this stuff, you're probably going to hell because, you know, indulgences, they don't get you out of hell, they only shorten time in purgatory or help you to escape purgatory, which, geez, I think it was Saint Faustina who was actually shown like purgatory by an angel, and it's pretty wild, but it's like, basically it's like getting your foot placed in the gate of heaven, but because of like the state of sin that you still have, you kind of have to go through a purification process and like not be selfish basically, and like the purification process is literally fire, so it's not pleasant, but the Blessed Virgin Mary, she does like ease the pain and stuff in purgatory. So yeah, that's purgatory for you as well. So yeah, make sure to please like, subscribe, turn on post notification bells, and I'll see you guys in the next video.